Hello, everyone. Can I get a quick check in the comments if you guys can hear me? We are so excited to do a review of our Passport to Profits, and we have a special announcement later on. So I'm sure you guys are all excited. All right, we're just gonna do some quick checks here. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a few more seconds and then we will get started. All right, so Passport to Profits, all of us in ABC who are booking travel must be pretty familiar. This isn't going to replace the course. It's just going to give a review of the most important foundations of the course. And then a little bit of updates, some things that have changed and some new things. And then we'll get to some upcoming events and announcements. We will also be going over some best practices, some tips and tricks that'll help you increase your business, and we'll have plenty of time for Q&A. So, why should you book through ABC and why is it such a great value? In my very biased opinion, I think it is the best host agency that you could sign with. But let's take a look at why. So, we are the only international wedding organization that is also a travel agency and pays out commissions. In the cost of your ABC membership, you already have your host agency fees included. So sometimes, with other host agencies, those can be $40 a month or more. For us, it comes out to about $20 a month, which is an incredible value within the industry. We also are partnered with Travel Leaders Network, which means we get additional commission percentages. We get access to booking group space without officially making a group. And we have access to tools like Agent Universe, where you can create your own profile, and Cruise Complete, which you can quote any cruise line all in one place. We have the ability to earn IATA cards for our members. We have very fast commission payouts. Now, of course, we can't make the supplier pay us any faster, but we turn those around usually within a few days. So we get those to you as soon as they get into ABC's mailbox. We have flexible booking options where you can book directly with suppliers, use tour operators, or even call and book direct. And we have training for every level: beginner, advanced, specialty. Our bi-monthly webinars are for everyone. Now, just a quick reminder, I'm going to go through some things that we might need a little bit review on as an agency, and this is why. So why is Passport to Profits so important? It's because there's a lot of federal regulations that govern travel sales. They, when you start selling travel, there are some legal risks if you don't take the time to invest in your education and do things correctly. But your compliance protects not only your income, but everyone booking under the agency. Now, let's just go to the very, very basic building blocks. ABC is your travel agency, and you are an independently contracted travel advisor. So you're not employed by ABC. You can pretty much do as little or as much as you want with your travel bookings. It's all up to you. The credentials flow through ABC to you. So ABC has done all the dirty work, the expensive things. We've gotten all the seller of travel licenses. the insurance, etc. We hold that so you don't have to get that as individuals. Now, how does ABC use commissions? Like I said, the suppliers pay ABC and ABC pays you guys, our members, as advisors. Now, when a supplier pays us, we pay you from what ABC gets between 75 to 85% or more, depending on the bonuses. Now, some other agencies in the industry, they start at 60%. We're starting you right off at 75, 85 for US room blocks is the starting. Hi, everyone. We had an internet glitch. I am loading the presentation again. Be with you in just a moment. Okay. Can everyone see the screen again? I think we are good to go. All right. Let's continue here. Sorry for Maverick. He was very upset by the technical glitch. Okay, so like I was saying before, how does ABC use your commissions responsibly? We use the commission that is retained from the bookings you make to pay for the seller of travel licenses and bonds, to get liability insurance on the agency level, and to participate in travel industry benefit programs like ASTA and Travel Leaders that get benefits directly back to you. Now, what's IATA? A lot of people hear that, they don't exactly know what it is. It's a number that's issued to an agency that holds your credentials. So the IATA number is what actually allows advisors to accept commissions on bookings. And it's issued to the agency, not the individual advisor. So remember that, when you sign with an agency, you as the advisor, unless you own the agency, don't have your own IATA number. We all share it. And that's why it's super important to not put your IATA number anywhere that it can be seen by people who are not a part of our agency. What could happen, for example, is some random person could start using the IATA number, rack up a bunch of penalties and fees, and then IATA would hold the agency responsible. And we don't want that. So the travel agreement that you sign in order to sell travel is your permission slip to book travel. That's required for booking any form of travel, even room blocks. And it's how advisors gain access to book through the IATA number. It protects ABC and every member booking under ABC, like I just mentioned, and it outlines our commission structure. And this is very important, and I thought worthy of review is, how do you represent yourself? Now, when you go to make a booking, whether you're visiting a hotel, you're emailing someone at like a sales manager to initiate a room block within the US. Excuse me. If you're initiating a room block within the US, think about how you introduce yourself. Are you introducing yourself as, hi, I'm the wedding planner, or hi, I'm the wedding planner and or the travel advisor? Now, it's very important because the way you start that conversation, sometimes they'll look at you as the wedding planner and they'll be like, oh, it's not commissionable. Now, if you start the conversation as a travel agent or a travel advisor, they'll know that you need the commission. So they'll start that off right away. And sometimes it's difficult to switch from non-commissionable to commissionable. So I always say, start the conversation as a travel advisor. Now, your business name with suppliers should always be the Association of Bridal Consultants, not your individual business name. So if you're, Sally from Sally's Wedding Planners, and you want to make a travel booking, you say, hi, I'm Sally from Association of Bridal Consultants. So don't use your personal business name when talking to suppliers, and never provide your own W-9. Now, it's most important because they're going to look up who you are under your business name. And if they look it up and there's no record of IATA number for your business, then they're going to say that this person is misrepresenting themselves and they may not be able to pay out commission. Of course, like I just mentioned, individual members don't hold the travel credentials. So if they even looked up, my name, Nicole Zillman at ZillmanWeddingsandTravel.com, they're not going to find an IATA number attached to my name. Now, why is that so important? Because in certain states, if you misrepresent yourself, you could be fined. And those fines are up to $10,000 per booking. And I know that's scary. And is it always the case where they do those fines? Honestly, no, but you don't want to put yourself in that position. Like I mentioned, the suppliers could just say, we can't pay you out. And like I also mentioned before, it risks everyone's commissions. So let's protect not only ourselves, but each other. Now, working with suppliers, we have a lot of different ways and a lot of different suppliers to choose from and make your bookings. It's really important to look at, booking direct versus a tour operator. If you're not familiar, direct is like when you book Sandals. You book directly through Sandals portal, and any of the benefits that Sandals gives, like free nights or points, etc., they come directly. When you book through a tour operator, for example, that you can book many different properties in one place, they may not give those perks, but they may give better pricing, or they may include flight credits or some other perks. So just keep in mind what you're looking for and what your strategy is. Also, direct versus tour operators, and even between different suppliers and different tour operators, they could pay out different commissions. They could pay out anywhere from 7-10% to I think our highest supplier payout right now is 25 or 30%. Also, if you're looking at booking a package or something for your clients, make sure you're booking with a supplier that offers ways to increase your revenue, like tours, transfers, or even adding an agency fee that we do pass on to you. Keep in mind that is included in the split, but it's a way to add a little bit, especially if you're booking a very affordable property for your clients, and it may have been a lot of work doing that research. And again, lastly, look at the benefits for you and your client. If booking a certain way gets you free nights you can rack up, great. If there's benefits for your client, like upgrades on arrival, that's another great way to sell and keep your clients happy. Remember to log your bookings. So every booking should be logged to receive commission. Now, why is that? It's because a lot of times some suppliers don't put the advisor's name on the check, or they don't put the client's name on the check. We just receive money and we have no idea who it goes to unless you tell us and you log it properly. You can do that two ways, via tests, or there's two different online forms, one for US room blocks and one for any other type of travel. Not only is logging your bookings great for benchmarking, but it also gives you eligibility to win ABC awards. Speaking of awards, let's talk about the rewards. Now, when you do things properly, a bunch of things become available to you. For example, Travel Leaders, our consortia, gives us published profiles. So you can go on there, you can have any of your clients review you, you can put maps where you've booked things, you can list what you specialize in, have your picture up there, and you can get leads from that. That's one of my favorite tools, honestly, from Travel Leaders. You also are eligible for travel advisor rates. Sometimes it's 50%, sometimes, like at Sandals, there's just a minimum flat fee. You could be, doing an advisor rate for, $400 a night, and you could get like a $2,000 a night room, which is amazing. Like I mentioned before, supplier points, free nights, and eligibility for supplier fam trips. And then you can also earn your IATA card. And the IATA card is what a lot of suppliers require in order to book travel advisor rates, get discounts, or even participate in some FAMs. Now, the IATA card, IATA requires you to receive $5,000 in commissions to be eligible. So once you've received $5,000 in commissions, you're eligible to apply for the IATA card, and they will issue that and send it to you. We provide all the instructions for that. If you are not quite there yet, but you would like to take advantage of a travel advisor rate or something similar, you can do so by requesting an IATA verification letter. Now let's talk about some updates. We have been working very hard on our supplier directory, and we're adding on more supplier listings every day. Some are self-register, and some you need to request access to the credentials. And what that means is there's a button on our ABC Travel website, and you request your access, and we'll provide those credentials to you and send you an email to verify your account, and then you'll have access to that portal. Some other updates, we have some new suppliers. So Travel Leaders is our consortia. They have two really amazing tools, Snap, where you can book air and land, create really nice packages at consortia level pricing. Cruise Complete, where honestly, it's a lifesaver. You can look at all cruise lines and all cruises all in the same place. So if you have a client who says, hey, I want to go to the Bahamas in June. Okay, great. That would take hours to search every different cruise line and every different cruise. This is a really good tool. It's basically like a cruise line portal of all the cruise lines. We've just signed up with Tours by Local. And what Tours by Locals does is they're kind of like a Viator or a platform where you can book tours, but all of these are done by locals. And they are commissionable, and basically you can do a co-brand link and refer clients to Tours by Locals. Another great one is Exotica. Now, Exotica is really great for those international trips that you want more of a guided tour. They are at absolutely amazing prices. Excuse me a moment. Okay, so Exotica allows you to book these amazing guided tours. For example, 10 nights in Japan at several different hotels, several stops with some guided tours. They had some pricing for September of this year for $2,900, and that includes the international flights. So it is absolutely amazing. I would have a caveat there that says it's not customizable. So you can't say, I need to go this date from this date. They are preset dates with preset tours, which you can, if you don't like a tour, you could decide not to go on it. But, it's more of a package you're buying into at an amazing price. Of course, we have our partner USI Insurance, where you can co-brand your link and sell insurance. You don't even have to quote it. It's commissionable. strictly from your co-brand link. And many, many more. We're adding more and more all the time. So before we start on the best practices, I'm going to take some questions from, let's see here, from our chat. Now, Glinda asks, is it 5,000 total commission or per booking? That's total commission. So once you have accumulated $5,000 in total commission, then you are eligible to receive your IATA card. Let me go just down the line here. Maxine is the airfare commissionable. So they have two different types of booking. They have published rates and negotiated rates. The published rates and negotiated rates will say on there if they are commissionable or not. Okay, so once IATA card is received, is it an annual renewal or a lifetime once 5K is received in commission sales? So it's an annual renewal. To gain your card initially, you need that $5,000 in sales, and then you can renew your card annually, but you don't have to prove $5,000 every year. Melda, when are you sending out our W-9 for our commission? So I believe you might be talking about a 1099, which, oh, here's Veronica, will go out on Friday. All right, now let's continue. Here's some best practices that protect you. Now, secure payment authorization is a best practice, but it's also a federal requirement. I would say do not take credit card numbers over the phone without getting consent first in writing, creating a payment authorization form, which you can find one that is available in your state. Another one is including all the terms and conditions in the language used by the supplier when making your bookings. So what that means is don't paraphrase when you're telling your clients what the terms and conditions are. Use the exact language that the supplier sent you. Just in case there is any confusion, you can just show them this is exactly what the supplier sent. And have the client acknowledge those terms and conditions before proceeding. A lot of times when I send a quote, I send that with the terms and conditions. If you use Classic or Pleasant, they send those to you with the quote. Document everything in writing. So if your client says, hey, I need to add on a night, or hey, I need to cancel a night, get it in writing. And then say, okay, I'm confirming your cancellation. So you will not have that day. For example, if it's under penalty, you'll say, you will not have that day, but there's, this penalty to cancel. Okay, everyone, I'm back. Sorry for the glitch. Let's continue. Document everything in writing just in case your clients have a credit card dispute. And if there's any misunderstanding, you can always prove to the credit card companies that this is completely acceptable and they will not do a chargeback. And lastly, errors and omissions insurance. This is something that you hold not at the agency level, at the individual level, and it protects you from mistakes that could end up coming out of your pocket. So, for example, if you, um, you misspelled someone's name and now they can't board their flight because the name doesn't match, normally that would fall on you as the advisor to fix that situation. And that could be extremely costly, especially last minute. Errors and omissions insurance helps in situations like those. So it's mistakes, typos, things like that. It's also in some cases called professional liability insurance. Now, this is one of my favorite topics. It's a best practice that I personally have in my business, and this is what I call the road to success. It's all about having grace and gratitude when talking with suppliers. So, the first thing is use clear, respectful communication before, during, and after travel. So, what that means is if you are emailing back and forth with a reservation team, um, or any representative of the brand, always be clear and respectful. Talk exactly how you would like to be talked to. So don't demand things, say, hey, if it's possible for an upgrade, that would be amazing, which leads me to my next point. Work as a team with the suppliers. I see a lot of agents who demand things or say, hey, I'm this certain level. Why didn't I get this? Or, let's say they have a client who has an issue. They go right to the management and say, hey, like, this is unacceptable. I need you to do this, this, and this. Approach the situation as a team. Hey, our mutual client is having an issue. What can be done as quickly as possible to rectify the situation? Don't create sides. Don't create us versus them. Work on it together, and it goes an extremely long way. Also, when you are on property, if you're doing a destination wedding or when you're on a fam, show gratitude towards the property staff and all the suppliers, even your BDMs. What I like to do is bring thank you cards or little tokens of appreciation. If I have a big wedding coming, I bring little snacks for some of the staff. Things like that go a long way. And it just shows a level of mutual respect that gets you very far with people. Now, lastly, long-term relationships lead to better client experiences. So if you create and foster that relationship, create a rapport with the partners you work with, ask to work with them again. If you work with certain representatives or certain on-site wedding planning teams, ask to work with them again. They'll feel very honored that you asked to and knew them by name. And when you make them shine, they will do the same for you. So I always, when I introduce a client, for example, to some of the wedding team, I say, oh, yes, I've worked with them before. They're amazing. And that really goes a long way in showing a lot of respect. So I think this is a great tip for people who do especially destination weddings. And, if you guys have any more, I'd love to start sharing more of these tips and tricks to other members of our agency. Now, let's talk a little bit more about upcoming events. And I know you're all here for a very special announcement. So, one really cool event coming up is the ABC IADWP Wedding Synergy Summit. Now, this is an online event on March 11th, and some of the topics will include why associations are so important, um, security concerns, especially in the Caribbean and Latin America. So if you have clients that are very concerned about travel right now, hey, I don't blame them. Um, but we're going to have a special speaker who will be navigating how to have those conversations and what's going on in the area. Our very own Nikki Hiller Roach will be giving us some insight into what destination wedding couples from 2026 onward are looking for, a little bit on who they are, what they're searching for, what the trends are supposed to be coming up. And then IDWP will have some amazing speakers on AI systems and some other really cool topics. So that the registration will be up on our website, but it's all online. I believe it's going to be 90 minutes. So we'll have an action-packed 90 minutes with about 15 minutes per speaker and some Q&A. Now, a very special announcement. Let me see here. I'm going to get my drum roll ready. We are hosting our first ever destination wedding immersion and shadowing program this September in Sandals, Royal Curacao. Not only is it going to be a way to vacation with your ABC family, have a great time, learn a bunch, you will be able to see a contracted destination wedding come to fruition. There will be shadowing opportunities. It's a real wedding. So you'll be able to see all of that. We're going to have a destination wedding course for those of you who are just starting out. We'll have a destination wedding immersion course. And there will be opportunities for a few of you. We have about 2 spots left, I believe, to apply as an instructor. So a lot of really, really cool things happening. I'll give some of the highlights of the program next. So it's immersive destination wedding education, like I said, in Curacao with live execution of a group contract. It includes 5-star club level accommodations for 4 nights. And you can network directly with leading destination wedding professionals. We have one of our photographers is a celebrity photographer. He has done some of the Real Housewives weddings. He will be the photographer for this wedding. And you can network not only with our fellow destination wedding professionals in ABC, but also all of the on-resort contacts. The destination wedding will also be coordinated on site. And if you are interested in shadowing that, in the registration form, please select that you would be there for the shadowing track. And then again, if you want to just come and have fun and have a vacation with your ABC friends and family, you are absolutely welcome to. So the program is from September 8th through 12th, 2026. All-inclusive club level accommodations. Of course, you can upgrade and add on nights at a discounted rate as long as you like. It includes ABC Educational Program, that course. And since you're doing education, you'll receive designation points for that. And then for those of you who choose to do the shadowing experience, you will shadow a real wedding. So, as you know, fam trips have been on hold a little bit. So this one is a paid fam. Again, it includes 4 nights club level accommodations, exclusive ABC swag and gifts, the shadowing or instructor track, program certification, and much more to come. The registration is already up on the website, and I will link it here in the chat. And if you want to come to just vacation with ABC, shoot me a message and we will get you all sorted out. Here is the link in the comments here, and I will pin it there. So you can go and see much more details about what's included, the different package options, all of that on the website now. And yes, Glinda is asking, is that for 2 people? Yes, that's for 2 people. So if you want to bring a spouse, a friend, whatever you like, it's a room for 2 people. Now I'm going to open it up to Q&A. So let's take a look in the chat. Again, Laura and Joel and Glinda. So the $4,000 base package price, that is for 2 people. If you'd like to split a room, that's absolutely up to you. Just send me a message and we'll get you all sorted. I'm going to take, let's see here. Put my face back on. Hi. It's snowing here in Colorado for the rest of the Q&A. So what do you guys think? Are you guys excited for the first ever Destination Wedding Immersion Fam? Let's see here. Here's one from Melda. Yes, the date is September 8th through 12th. You have the ability to come as early as the 5th or leave, I believe, as late as the 14th if you'd like to add on some new nights. Okay, I love it. Yes. So I asked if you guys are excited. Absolutely. Awesome. Deborah, yes, the deposit. I believe it's $500. It's up on the website there. Let's see here. Callie and Joel, I'm counting you in. Let's see. Oh, yes. Joel is saying it's -12. A few days ago here in Colorado, I think the lowest it got was 2 degrees. But Veronica and I were at the New York Travel Show. There's a new blog entry up, by the way. And we met with members Kathy Evans and Maxine Grant. That got really cold. I think the real field temperature was like -11. So why not plan a trip to Curacao, right? Olenthea, there is a limit. There's a possibility we can get more rooms if it sells out. So I'm going to keep that number a little quiet for now. But registration does close in a few weeks. So if you want to participate, let us know as soon as possible. I'll be looking for those applications. Again, you can apply for the instructor track, the education only track, or the education and shadowing track. Let's see here. All right. Yes. A lot of you are just saying how cold it is where we are. It's crazy. A lot of flights got delayed and canceled, I believe. Hi, everyone. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We've been having some interesting weather here in Denver, but let's see if there's any questions here. Yes, you can absolutely add on a few nights if you have P2P. I just heard that it is open now, at least through the end of August. They could have September open already. Let's see here. Okay, if you have a wedding booked for 9/12, you can come, if you would like, and leave 9/11. I know that's cutting it close, but we don't want to exclude you if you are able. Let's see here. Okay, Aviva, a great one. Is there a list of the specific suppliers and the percentages of commission they pay? Yes. So if you look at our directory of suppliers, a few of them have links up and show the commission percentage and the links on how to book. The ones that don't quite have it yet, we are working on. And also some of them, the commission percentage changes, especially with some of the tour operators. So the different properties within each tour operator will be paid out at different commission rates. So there isn't just a flat one across the board. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Well, if there aren't any other Q&A, let me know. Of course, you can always find me at travel@abcweddingplanners.com. You can always ask any member of our travel team. So that's Kathy Evans, Wendy Bass, Cassandra White, and Nikki Hiller-Roach. We're easy to find, so get a hold of us. And until next time, I will see you guys very soon. Have a good one. Bye.